Hi, I'm Peter Sullivan, and I'm going to talk about the emerging link between wireless and autism. A few years ago, Martha Herbert from Harvard, who's an autism expert, wrote a paper on EMF and autism, and she basically stated that the known research around the symptoms of EMF exposure that have been known for decades match a lot of the symptoms that are known around autism. So we have calcium channel interference, we have blood-brain barrier issues, we also have de novo mutations or non-inherited mutations, and we know that cell phones in the pocket especially can damage sperm. Okay, so that's a big concern and one of the genetic components. So that was originally a 100-page paper with 550 citations. It's now published in 2 parts. Now, Martin Pall, a researcher, an expert on the calcium channels, did a paper and spoke at Autism last year, the Autism 1 conference, and he basically said that again, he also knew about the de novo mutations being potentially one of the genetic components, and that cell phone in the pocket could be a big factor there. But he's also very concerned about the calcium channels, which Martha Herbert also talked about. And he basically believes that the calcium channels, this is known, that wireless radiation interferes with the calcium channels. They stay open too long, too much calcium gets into the cell, and then essentially causes inflammation. He also believes that it's not just wireless, that again, this is a total load, and Martha Herbert believes this too. But that chemical exposures can also lead to inflammatory conditions and overactivation of the brain. And so these things all working together, this genetic component of de novo mutation, the wireless radiation, calcium channel and inflammatory conditions, and then chemicals as a whole, are really causing this inflammatory overload, the state of overload. Okay. Now, that's really interesting, because I've never heard anyone state a really coherent theory of autism like that really explains the majority of the issue. But what's even more exciting is that there are 3 separate doctors, Dr. Klinghardt in Washington, working with parents who worked at Microsoft and kind of seeing a difference between the parents at Microsoft and non-tech industry, and seeing a dramatic difference in autism rates. And he went in with a friend who was a building biologist, and they studied the EMF levels, the electromagnetic field levels, and found dramatically higher levels, especially of electric fields and wireless radiation levels. So he's been working on a protocol since the early 2000s that's removing wireless radiation. But so has Victoria Dunkley in Southern California. She's been working for more than 10 years on a protocol to remove interactive screen time, or these wireless devices, iPads and cell phones and anything that's kind of giving off a wireless radiation signal. She has a 28-day fast, and in that 28 days, kids are making some dramatic improvements, and then they're able to maybe get off medication. There's some pretty dramatic movements worth reading her book. Finally, Dr. Toro Yelter here in California has come up with a simple protocol of turning off baby monitors, cordless phone base stations, Wi-Fi, and then the circuit breaker on the bedroom at night, just at night. And she's seeing some dramatic improvements as well. She had one nonverbal child speak after 3 days on this protocol. That's a free, simple protocol. So I'm really excited about this breakthrough, and I've shifted from focusing on toxins exclusively to focusing on this. Obviously, we need to do more research, but don't wait for more research or companies or regulatory agencies to change. They're not going to change. You can immediately take action to reduce your exposure and help your kids today. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video.